This is what you don't want right here in your soft wash pump box. You can tell that bleach has been in there for a minute. You see that paint peeling. Gonna need a new switch, new pump, new wires. Alright guys, so what you're gonna be seeing here is one big mess. Now we have these truck skids. Anytime you build a skid, you build it to work, and you build it to, you don't want to work on it. You want it to work for you, but it has to be easy for you to work on, say something goes wrong. So I get over there doing those bricks. The last couple times I turn the pump on, it doesn't want to work. Okay, my stupid self. I hate to talk bad about myself, but it's me. I had an air leak down here on that hose right there, and it would have taken me about 5 minutes to take this lid off, because I keep it on so the pump can stay out of the weather. I like that, and I have everything just tidied up. The hose right here, it's just big enough to fit through there, and I contemplated putting a cam lock on it so in case the pump did go bad, it would be easy on and off. But instead of doing that, I just ran the hose to here and I hook it up to that reel, and then it hooks up to the other side. And so that was the biggest thing, you know, easy take off. Well, because I was stubborn, dumb, whatever you want to call it, I didn't fill that air leak. I didn't fix that air leak. And now this whole thing is full of 50-50 mix. So luckily my battery's right here. I just took the terminals off, took the battery cables off the terminals, and just cut the battery off, because you know, or the pump had already give out. I took the battery cables off, that way I didn't have a chance of any kind of fire. So now what I could have taken 5 minutes to do is the hardest thing is getting this lid off. Could have opened it up the first time I knew it was running, tighten that clamp up, I'd have been good to go. So now what do I get to do? Now I get to buy a new pump. I don't get to, I have to. Now I have to buy a new pump and a new switch. And I would say that my battery cables that are inside are probably going to be corroded too, and I'll have to replace that. So I'll have to replace the pump and the battery cables, because I wouldn't take 5 minutes to take this off because it's aggravating, and tighten up a clamp. Oh, and I'll have to get 2 new clamps, because I'm sure as much as they've been sitting in that 50-50 mix, they're going to be pretty bad. So had big hot mix all over the truck bed. Luckily, you know, I got the plastic liner, but still, anytime you get bleach in there, that's going to happen. You take a chance on it rusting. So what I was able to do, the way I have it set up, is this is what I was filling up before my pump went out this year. I'd fill my water up with that. I just hooked it up to my hose, that way I could flush out all the bleach in that, and the bleach just wasn't sitting in that. Now, had I not had this cam lock, I would have just stuck the hose. Even if I would have had to take the fitting off, I would have just stuck the hose in it and circulated the water through there, because I didn't want 50-50 mix staying in this Polybraided hose. It's been a good hose. I want it, you know, to stay as long as I can. So that's done. So now all I got to do is unhook this, unhook it from the water hose, because this just ties into the water hose. I can't get that out without dumping it, so I'm just going to dump it into the truck bed and then just rinse it out. I had brought a extra 15-gallon of water and put here to rinse those brick, which, you know, they don't need to be rinsed, but I was just doing it just to do it. And as you can see, I still have mix pouring out. So what did I learn? I learned what I already knew. It is a matter of learning it today. It's just implementing it. It takes 5 minutes to fix a leak. Fix it. Go about your business. If you have a pump like this and it keeps running, you're either not pulling your chemical or you got a leak. And when you can hear the air coming out, you know you got a leak. Fix it. 2, just in case something like this was to ever happen again, I'm going to drill holes down in the bottom of that. Say I'm on a job and, you know, say I'm on a job and it starts filling up and I don't realize it. I could put holes in the bottom of it, let that bleach, water, whatever it is, let it come out instead of filling up. But that is completely full. I would have never guessed that. So I'm thinking when I pull that battery box over here, that one of those fittings in there is really loose. And so we'll see. And it's probably accumulated. We've used this quite a bit, and it's probably accumulated more so than normal. But you know, a pump's got to be bought, clamps got to be bought, new battery terminals have to be, or battery cables got to be made. You know, there's about probably a gallon of mix in there. That's just in there. I probably wasted 3 gallons of mix. So 3 gallons, I can take 3 gallons of hot mix and spray it on a house and make $250. So it's going to be about like a $400 or $500 fix, or a $400 or $500 loss, just because I wouldn't spend 5 minutes. So guys, learn a lesson from me. Just learn a lesson from me. And like I've said before, if you don't take the time for maintenance, it'll make the time for you. And so it's best just to stay on top of it. If you come in the evenings, I know that it sucks. If I don't write it down in my book, my notepad, if I don't write something down, whether it's an appointment, far as a doctor's appointment, meeting a customer, something I need to buy at Lowe's or order, if I don't write it down, I don't remember it. Okay, most of the time. I mean, I don't have Alzheimer's or anything, but most of the time I have so much going on, I don't remember it. So just take a lesson from me. That's all I can say, is do your maintenance, keep on top of it. If you're driving through the day and you go, oh man, I forgot that, you know, I was supposed to call them, pull off on the side of the road and write it down, because it's a lot easier to pull off on the side of the road, write something down so you remember it later, than it is to forget it, and then that customer say, hey, why'd you never show up? Or hey, why did this happen? Or hey, why did that happen? Or anything. Oh, I need to tighten that clamp down when I get home. Well, you get home, everything's tidied up, it looks good, you know, the job was done, it looks great, and you forget all about the air leak. Then the next time you get to work, oh man, that air leak, I forgot to fix it. Okay, you tidy everything up, you get home, forget about it to the next time. Oh man, that air leak. If I would have just stopped, wrote it down, and said, fix it, I would have been good. So just learn a lesson from me, guys. Hard knocks and hard times, but just learn a lesson from me. That's all my time for today. See you.